let's listen to Brandon Hyde's press conference here. Just a quick little clip about just closing out this year and moving into 2025.
Things work out nightly or don't work out. I mean, I'm the toughest on myself, to be honest with you, because I know what the process I've gone through from the thinking standpoint and what, I dive in, I watch the game, I go through stuff and self-reflect a little bit. So that's the definite yes for that part of the answer. The second is, I'm excited. I mean, this is, I love this organization. I love working with Mike. I love our players. It was, heartbreaking last night to say goodbye to a lot of guys. And, I'm looking forward. I'm going to have a cup of coffee and relax for a little bit, and I'm looking forward to next year. So
that's Brandon Hyde talking about.
I'm having more than a cup of coffee, by the way, if I'm Brandon Hyde.
I'm having everything on this bar. I'm having some Deep Eddy vodka, got tequila over there. Maybe need like 3 or 4 Orange Crushes. Should have gone back to pickles and got some, right? But in all seriousness, though, for all the ones that say he doesn't, take accountability or reflect, he reflects a lot. Like all those guys, they go through it. And I think that's why also that when the reports were coming out, he lost the locker room, that didn't happen. You had a locker room that was scratching and clawing, trying to find a way. But Brandon Hyde's sitting there going, I got to look at what I could have done better. Now, in this circumstance here in this playoff series, people might not like to hear it. I don't put that on Brandon Hyde. If you're saying control your bullpen, and I know there's some moves, I don't agree with every single thing he does. I want to put that out there. I don't agree with every single move that Brandon Hyde's going to do. But did the pitching staff give up 3 runs? Did your bullpen only give up 1 run yesterday? Right?
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you'd have told me that the bullpen only gave up 1 run, and in the last 2 games, the O's only gave up 3, I would have told you that Orioles won both of those games.
Orioles are moving on.
Yeah.
Right? And so for that, and then if you had told me the Orioles had bases juiced, no outs, and I know it's happened this year. Believe me, I've seen it. I've watched. But if you had shown me the opportunities and who the Orioles had up in those chances, that one of them would have cashed in, one of them, I would have said, yeah, odds are in your favor. What was the number, Zach, for the hitters 1 through 5 in the series for Baltimore?
Let me pull it up real quick because it was not great. So here we go for the guys 1 through this is 1 through 6, but Gunnar Henderson 0 for 7, 4 strikeouts. Adley Rutschman 1 for 8, 2 strikeouts. Ryan Mountcastle 0 for 7, 4 strikeouts. Anthony Santander 1 for 8, 2 strikeouts. Jordan Westberg 1 for 6, 1 strikeout. Colton Cowser 1 for 7, 3 strikeouts.
Yeah, somehow that's Hyde's fault.
So the point being is you can talk about, pitching to Bobby Witt Jr. or, pinch hitting, pinch running in certain situations. Again, we can nitpick a lot. We can. And it's going to be magnified here. But the reality is we're not talking about that if the Orioles guys that we know can do it and they're fully capable of it, the guys they count on, they do that. Baltimore's going to New York, and people are feeling really good about an ALCS trip. Zach, go ahead.
Yeah, just real fast, hoping my math is correct. That would be 4 for 43. So 43 times you had those guys up that each and every one of them you feel pretty good about whenever they're at the plate. 4 for 33. That's not going to win you playoff games.
The team, what was it? The average runs per game was 4th in the league, I want to say.
Yep, around 5 runs a game.
Yeah. So, I mean.
And Fat O's fan, I think, even said it, 5 runs a game. Yeah. So, and look, again, not saying it's pretty, but when you're looking at that, the context of it, and also the fact this isn't an excuse for the injuries. They're not. I told you this. No one cares how injured your team is.
No.
But there is something to be said that the team did not just fall flat. They underperformed over the last couple of months, but they grinded through, got to the postseason, won 90 games again. And then you had guys that you wanted up and didn't come through. That's something to me is the more emphasis on this point, not with Brandon Hyde, right? You can love him, you can hate him. A lot of people he's going to be the scapegoat for being a manager. At the end of the day, players in this situation have to be comfortable in these big moments. And so far, the only one that stepped up almost each time was Cedric Mullins, man. Hey, friend of the program, by the way.
Yeah.
Said he balled, man. Said he balled. Hell of an at-bat yesterday in game 2. And then hits a rocket, and I'm glad that O's decided to keep him around. I never thought he was leaving. The value that you see and said to me felt like that veteran piece. He got it out of his system. He had a rough postseason last year, if you guys remember.
Yep.
Learned a lot, swinging the bat well down the stretch. The Orioles, to me, they just either the experience needs to catch up or they're going to need someone else in there, veteran-wise, that can help in the lineup. I think if we're learning anything, a veteran presence in the lineup that's probably not in Baltimore right now is probably what's going to have to be inserted.
It has to.
Yeah.
Because that's with this young core, it's just going to help. I think they tried to do that with Eloy Jimenez. That was not a move that I
was happy with.
Shocked.
Yeah.
It was a low risk move for the Orioles. You're hoping you're catching lightning in a bottle, but shocked.
Yeah.
You're going to need a more veteran presence just for that. And that's just kind of my biggest takeaway for it. I think the Orioles are going to be back, but the question is, quite frankly, get to the postseason. It's like with the Ravens in the Super Bowl. If you don't win, get to the AFC Championship game or get to the Super Bowl, everything leading up to it is going to be questioned.